All right, let's dive in. We're going to tackle something that I know keeps a lot of us in tech up at night, that crazy, confusing, and constantly growing cloud bill. Today, we're going to walk through how you can take your Azure spending from total chaos to crystal clarity. Let's get started. You know that feeling, right? You open up the monthly invoice from your cloud provider, you see this massive number, and you just get that sinking feeling in your stomach. You have literally no idea what it's for. It feels like you're just shoveling money into a black hole and nothing ever comes out. And then you see this, a number that just stares back at you from the screen, $157,982.41. What even is that? There's no breakdown, no context, just a huge, scary total that you're somehow supposed to explain. You can't manage what you can't see.
So, let's reframe this. This isn't an impossible problem. It's a mystery, and we're going to be the detectives. All the clues we need to solve it are right there in your Azure environment. We just need to learn how to read them. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with complicated spreadsheets and everything to do with simple, basic organization.
And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the problem. Without any structure, your cloud account becomes a giant digital junk drawer. You know what I'm talking about. It's filled with old test servers, forgotten projects, things nobody claims to own, and it's all running, all bleeding money 24/7. When there's no ownership, there is zero accountability.
Okay, so before we can even think about cleaning up that mess, we have to get back to basics. We need to understand the fundamental building blocks of a well-organized cloud setup. And really, it all comes down to two key concepts, our two pillars for building a solid foundation.
First up, we have the subscription. The easiest way to wrap your head around this is to think of it as your house. It's the whole property. The walls, the roof, the land it sits on. It's the main container that holds absolutely everything inside. And it's where that one single giant bill comes from.
So if the subscription is the house, then resource groups are the rooms inside that house. I mean, you wouldn't just dump your bed, your oven, and your computer in one giant pile in the living room, right? Of course not. You organize things into a bedroom, a kitchen, and office. Resource groups do exactly the same thing for your cloud stuff. They let you group all the related bits and pieces of a single application together in their own room.
Okay, so we've got our house and we've got our rooms. Great, but how do we know what's actually in those rooms? And who left all these lights on? This is where the real magic comes in, with a tool that is so simple it's almost deceptive. We're talking about tags.
I love this quote because it just nails it. Yeah, I know, tags doesn't sound very exciting, but trust me, they are unbelievably powerful. Think of them like the labels you put on moving boxes. They let you answer the most critical questions for every single thing in your cloud. Who owns this? What is it for? And whose budget pays for it?
And look, you don't need to go crazy and invent 50 different tags to get started. You can change your entire world with just these four. Owner tells you who to wake up at 3 a.m. when things go sideways. Environment is crucial. Is this a sandbox for playing around, or is it a production system that makes the company money? Application connects the resource to a specific service. And cost center, this one makes finance so happy, tells you which department's budget this thing hits. These four tags are your Rosetta Stone for cloud costs.
All right, enough theory. We have our house, we have our rooms, and we have our labels. Let's see what actually happens when you put this simple system to work. I want you to see the transformation because it is immediate and it is dramatic.
This is the before picture. This is the cost jungle, and it's probably pretty familiar. You've got servers running that nobody even remembers spinning up, resources with no owner, so nobody's responsible. It is literally impossible to allocate costs to the right teams, and my favorite, orphaned resources, just floating out there, silently wasting your money hour after hour. And then you just start applying those four simple tags. That's it. It's not a massive 6-month-long project. You just start adding labels: owner, environment, application, cost center.
And boom, this is what you get. Suddenly, that huge, scary bill turns into a beautiful, simple chart like this one. Instantly, you can see that your data pipeline is your biggest cost driver. Now you can have an intelligent conversation. Now you can actually make smart decisions because you finally know where your money is actually going.
I mean, just look at this side by side. The entire nature of the questions you ask changes completely. You go from a state of chaos, frantically asking, who owns this and why is our bill so high, to a state of pure clarity. You know David from engineering owns it. You know it's a critical production resource, and you know exactly why the bill is what it is. It's a total game changer.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but my environment is a total mess. Where would I even begin?
The great news is, you don't have to boil the ocean. You can start making a huge impact right now. Here are 3 quick wins you can do today.
Here's your action plan. It's that easy. First, identify. Go into your cost management portal and just find the top 5 most expensive things. Ignore everything else for now. Second, tag. Just apply 2 tags to those 5 things, owner and application. This will take you maybe 10 minutes. And third, review. Book a 30-minute meeting, put a list of all the other untagged stuff on the screen, and just go down the list with your team. What's this? Do we need it? You'll be shocked by how much money you find.
At the end of the day, your cloud bill isn't just an invoice. It's telling a story. It's a story about what your company is investing in, where your priorities are, and frankly, where you're being wasteful. By adding this simple layer of structure, you're not just cutting costs. You're finally giving yourself the ability to hear the story your spending is trying to tell you. The only question is, are you ready to listen?